All right. Took me 3 minutes and 30 seconds to eat that burrito.
Really? Have you? Did you record yourself eating a burrito? Fantastic.
I got some burrito dialogue.
Man, burrito sandwich
yeah. I thought we got a lot. Did you say we got complaints about the eating sandwich pod? Wasn't popular.
I got several complaints about the man eating sandwich pod, which was a travesty, and now I need to bring it back. I need to feast on microphone again.
It's a good audio experience, I think, hearing like the, it's like like the mouth sounds.
You gotta have a big mouthful of bread. That's the key. That's the real crux of the man eating a sandwich pod.
I think man eating a burrito and drinking a 40 ounce of salt. 40 ounce. It's just a long neck, as we call them here, but still, 40 sounds way better.
A long neck. 40. Yeah, it really does. Ounce. I mean, all the imperial measurements are stupid, but they sound better. They have better names.
Yeah, they sound way better. Pounds.
They should swap them. Yeah, pounds, feet, yards. Yeah, pounds is imperial. But yeah, meters, centimeters, millimeters.
Ooh, that was good.
Okay.
All right, let's try it one more time. I
feel like I've never heard, like, get on the tools.
Yeah, beat the fuck out of your dad. Yeah.
Fix your shit, bitch.
I don't know, were they? Were they just Germans or were they Nazis?
I don't know what I'm saying. ASMR, like reading sounds. Yes.
I wonder what the sex is like. Do you think it's like, angry?
Well, dude.
Not even looking at the kid.
I don't know, man. There's so enough about him.
Why can't you just, like, why can't people just be normal and just fucking beat off in private?
So unprofessional.
What the fuck? Get on the tools. Yeah, it's dumb. Stupid. Miles
sounds good, yeah.
No, I don't like it. I'm not. Oh, actually, no, it does sound good. Yeah, you're right. I was just like thinking, I was disgusted at the idea of miles in terms of like, they seem so little. Like, you know, like 60 miles an hour, that's like what, like 80 to 100 Ks or some shit?
That's about 100. It's about bang on 100, yeah.
Yeah, 100 kilometers an hour, yes. Yeah, that doesn't sound cool. 100 Ks though. 100 Ks an hour. Like 200 Ks and you're like, woo, that's fast. And then you're like, 160 miles? No.
200 Ks is, I don't know, yeah.
Probably like 150, 160. Yeah.
Anyway.
So what's been happening? What's been happening, man?
No, not much.
Like, real quick, clap before we get too deep into it.
3, 2, 1.
Good.
Okay, I didn't hear you clap, but we'll.
I think you'll be able to hear it. Don't worry.
I'll be able to find it. Happy Australia Day. Happy Patriotism Australia Day.
Fuck no.
Did you
Invasion Day? Fuck this. Fuck Australia Day. It's Invasion Day.
Fuck Australia Day. I don't have strong feelings. I got to be honest. Would you think they should change the date?
I generally do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You generally do.
Yeah.
Okay. The question is to what?
To what? I don't give a fuck. What you change it to?
So
it doesn't matter. I don't think it fucking matters what day we celebrate being Australian on. I think it does matter what day, like, the fact that it is the day that, like, you know, the Aboriginal people were colonised. Like, I think that does matter.
White people, whiteys came over.
Yeah, when the whiteys came over.
So it does matter.
Yeah. See?
You say it doesn't matter, you mean it does matter.
No, I'm saying it matters that it's today, but I don't give a shit what day they change it to. They can change it to fucking any day.
If they change it by one day, would you consider that adequate, or would you consider that inadequate?
That seems fine. That seems fine.
That seems fine. Just one day.
Yeah, one day. Yeah.
Seems a bit token, doesn't it? Is the 27th instead of the 26th?
What happened? What's happening at the 27th? That's really let's pick one. Let's pick our Australia Day. A lot of people say like Steve Irwin's birthday. And I think that's kind of
Irwin's birthday. When is that? When Steve Irwin's birthday. That's the problem with Australia, is we're a fucking joke, even to ourselves. We're a fucking joke. February 22nd is a bad day.
That's a good day. Honestly,
that's a pretty good... I'll tell you what, the thing that gets me about people who say we should change it, people say we should change it to May 8, because it's like mate, which is also a fucking joke.
Yeah, that's a joke. But
it's also the middle of autumn, right? If you live somewhere... Because in the town we grew up in, not hot during those months. Not a nice weather during fucking autumn.
Yeah.
Where we is. Not all of Australia is so blessed as
and
the
also,
big city Sydney-siders.
Mate isn't a specific Australian thing either. It's also English too. So like...
Listen, mate.
It's not like
I
our
suppose,
own...
but it's... There's not any other pun days.
What about...
Whatever. What day should we pick? I like 22nd. The more it sort of
okay.
It
What
could
about
be a match earlier.
Paul Hogan's birthday? Let's go about that. Let's go. Paul
yeah,
Hogan's.
that's true.
He's an Australian icon. 8th of October. That's that doesn't feel great at all.
That's no good. That's no good.
Oh, he's looking rough.
Steve Owen died on 4th of September. That's not going to work.
Yeah.
When was Shane Warne's birthday? Actually, we have discussed Shane Warne's birthday before on the pod.
Yeah, it was
I believe
September.
it was in September. Yeah, 13th of September. That's right. Okay.
It's got to be early in the year. It's got to be like early.
It's got to be January, ideally. It's going to be late January.
So 27th. That sounds fun to me.
26th.
27th. Australian. I don't know. What happens on the trailers? The 27th of May.
See. Famous birthdays on January 26th. Paul Newman was born on 26th. We could celebrate his birthday instead of the invasion.
Don Paul Newman. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I feel like the more older I get and the more like I realize like how atrocious it was, like the more you start to care and realize, like, I guess more empathetic you get. Yeah, I just become like realize like why? Why does it matter if we drink? I know it understands a public holiday, but like why celebrate this day when there's like a whole like nation of people who lived here before that like that basically it's supposed to be like that basically be like, well, boo-hoo, who cares? Like, we're going to celebrate anyway, even though this is the day that, like, is pretty horrendous in your account and view, even though you were first here. I don't care. Like, I'm going to go fucking get blasted with an Australian flag around my neck.
Drape an Australian flag around my shoulders. Yeah, I agree with you in spirit. It's just the whole debate is kind of this dumb culture war, right? Everything is... Here's the truth. Intelligent people don't really engage on the internet anymore, do they? Sometime around sort of the middle of the Trump administration, sometime around 2018, intelligent people just like that was the last time intelligent people ever actually like they observe the internet still, but intelligent people don't go and engage on the internet. Like, when's the last time that a Twitter comment was left by someone who wasn't a complete fucking mongoloid? Like, it just doesn't happen. These, you know what I mean? It's just like I'm at the point of I'm just beyond caring. Who gives a shit? Like, just change it. But nobody's just going to change it. It's just like, just fucking change it.
Yeah, just change it. I think, who cares? Just let them cry about it, you know? These fucking nationalist bastards. People, let them cry about it. Let them cry. Cry babies, snowflakes, man. I don't care.
They are, they're snowflakes. We're taking it back. They're snowflakes.
But other than that, I don't know. What did you do? Did you do anything today?
No, man. I have just been sitting around trying to get better, trying to heal my body, my temple. But it's just not happening. I just can't get better. It absolutely fucking sucks.
Yeah, no. I played some Call of Duty, and that was basically the highlight of my day. And then
where'd you go? You went out to get dinner. You went out to get burritos. Was there much?
Oh, that was like after.
Street?
Yeah, it was like a few people out, but like not much. I only didn't go to like anywhere big. I just went to a small suburb where there's like a small gym there that I was going to this afternoon, and no, there wasn't really much going on. There was like a few places. There was places open, and they were like, you know, just running business. But I didn't see many Australian flags or people like with like fucking Australian flags on their faces, like the tattoos and shit like that.
The tattoos, hats. Yeah, well, the $2 shops must take a big hit the last few years because they would have used to sell bucket hats and party shades and little Australian flags.
Yeah, but they just got to switch it up. Cups. They just got to sell the Invasion Day stuff now, and they'll make a killing. They just switch to the other crowd.
How do you ironically venerate? Because they do Triple J's Hottest 100, which is a big Australian sort of year in music countdown. But they did the Triple J Hottest 100. I think it's doing it on January 28th this year, 29th.
Yeah, it's something like that.
They used to do it on Australia Day. They used to do it on the day off. And it's such a messy separation of the two. Yes, they're doing it on the 28th this year.
I get why, and it is annoying because like a lot of people would listen to it on the day when everyone basically had the day off, so it made sense. Now everyone's like, now everyone kind of just listens to it while they're at work, or it probably doesn't even listen to it. They just like,
they do it on a Saturday now.
Yeah,
but
I guess that's still alright. Yeah,
I suppose. But I don't know. The weird, ironic thing is that it's still defined by Australia Day, right? It's still the first Saturday after Australia Day, as far as I'm aware. That's how they're doing it.
Yeah.
So it's still, just because they're not doing it on Australia Day, whatever. I don't fucking care. See, the thing is that it's not that I don't care about changing the date, or I think we shouldn't change the date. It's just that every prominent figure is just virtue signaling about it. They're just being like, oh, we don't change the date. We think we should change the date. We're not going to do the hottest 100 on Australia Day because we're woke as fuck. You know what I mean? It's just
but
pointing
I think
out how woke they are. Like,
I think it's more... Well, for them, it's more like, you know, they have to do it sometime in January. Otherwise, it's just too late to like do the hottest 100 of the last year. So they have to pick sometime in January. But they also have to have the voting open for a while. So I guess that's why they push it a few days back, but still want to keep it in January. Because otherwise, it's like
this
just
is why you
pushing
can't
it further and
change the
further
date.
back.
It's such a specific... Late January is the perfect time to have a public holiday, to have a day off. But we should just...
I did see a lot of people just say, just do it on the Friday, the last Friday of January or something.
The last Friday of January. I'm down with that. Yes.
Yeah. And so that it leads into a long
because
weekend.
That's when Australians want to have a a day off.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the thing in the world.
It's just fucking having a day off.
Not
having to fucking worry about work. Just having just smoking bongs and fucking hitting the beers back, and that's all. On the pills, have a bit of MDMA. That's all we care about. That's the only reason we want to celebrate this day. It is not because to celebrate the landing or anything of that.
The landing, yeah.
So it doesn't fucking matter what day it is, because that's not the reason why. But you just have people be like, oh, but it's like part of our heritage, even though it started in the fucking 90s. It was like wasn't even a thing until like 19. Yeah,
I didn't think it started until the. I knew it started in sort of after the 50s, but I didn't think it started in the 90s.
It was like 1996 or some shit. I think I read.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
So like Australia Day. No, the Commonwealth and state governments agreed to unify the celebrations on January 26th in 1946.
No.
After the war. No? What do you mean no?
No. I typed in first Australia Day date, and it just gave me what the current cricket score is.
Hell yeah.
For the women's national cricket team.
Oh, the women's even.
Yeah. Well, 96 for 7 for Pakistan. Yes. And then 29 for 0.
We're doing all right. Celebrate Australia, ladies, losing to Pakistan. It's Indian Independence Day as well. It's the same as Australia Day. India Day.
Yeah.
So we could just celebrate that. We could just do Indian flags instead of Australian flags. They could just sell those in the $2 shop.
Okay, here we go. Wait. Here we go.
Okay, here we go.
Records of celebrations on 26th date back to 1808, with the first official celebration of the formation of New South Wales held in 1818. It was not until 1935 that all Australian states and territories adopted use of the term Australia Day to mark the date of the 1788 landing of the first fleet at Sydney Cove, and not until 1994 that 26th January was consistently marked as a public holiday. So it wasn't until 1994 that they made it a public holiday.
So they made it a public holiday. Okay, you got me there.
Yeah. So I guess like they did consider it Australia Day, but like it wasn't actually. It wasn't official. Yeah, it wasn't official day.
Damn, that's unpatriotic as hell. We used to be called New Holland. I forgot about that. That's so fucking funny. We should Until the early 19th century, Australia was best known as New Holland, a name first applied by the Dutch explorer Abel Tasman.
Of course, they were those.
Which is so fucking funny. We should go back to being New Holland.
New Holland.
Just have a referendum and call our country New Holland.
We should just call it Old Holland and start a war with current Holland.
Holland, yeah.
Well,
that's what I always thought that New Zealand should do. Should just call it Old Zealand.
Where is there a Zealand? Is there an Old Zealand?
There is a Zealand. It's in. It's like a Dutch place.
Oh, it's also a Dutch place. That's so weird. I always considered Zealand. Zealand doesn't feel like a Dutch word, but I guess it is.
Yeah, it's like
That's so. But
we think of it as a South African.
Yeah, true.
As a South African word, that's the sort of Dutch that you're going for. Those sorts of got to get back to Zealand.
Let's get back to Zealand.
But I am a changed man. I tell you what, I've been through some fucking shit lately.
Damn, what's happened?
I have witnessed two of the most traumatic things that I think I will ever have witnessed. Yeah. One is an audio file that someone told me they thought was funny, And I listened to it, and it's truly one of the most haunting, harrowing, like, stick with me things that I've ever fucking been through. It's
audio file.
Yes, it's the recording of a 911 call of the woman whose, like, chimp was killing her friend.
Holy shit, true.
In front of her. She was like, and the guy on the phone, the only thing funny about it is the guy on the phone, the 911 operator, eventually seems to start getting annoyed with her, that she's, like, stressed out and panicking at watching this.
That this chimp is just tearing her friend's face off?
Yes,
basically?
Just destroying her friend. And it's like, oh, jeez.
So I was like, bro, you gotta listen to this. This is fucking hilarious. Just have a listen.
No, because it's just like, it's so funny. This woman's accent is ridiculous, because she's like from Wisconsin or whatever. She's like, oh no, he's killing her. Oh, you have to go and shoot him. And it's just like, absolutely horrendous. And the other one was I was going through a very nice, very good fight thread on 4chan.
Oh yeah,
right?
hell yeah.
Watching,
I got you on the fight porn. You were.
I think.
On 4chan. Sorry, yeah.
4chan,
Yeah.
It was just watching dudes getting their clocks cleaned, like on 4chan. But it was a good one. It was a nice, clean one. There wasn't any like gory shit until there was this guy, this big fella, this like Pacific Islander looking dude, marches up to this other guy and he just like stabs him in the neck once real quick, and just blood pours. He just like walks away. He's like, oh
Jesus
shit, just stabbed in the neck. And he's just like one hand on his hip and he's holding his neck, and then all these like huge amounts of blood, like a Japanese samurai film amounts of blood, just like start to pour out of his neck. And he's like, honestly, 10 seconds and he just collapses. And I looked it up, and it was in Brisbane. That shit happened like
damn. Damn, that could have been you.
Dead. Well, you watch it and it couldn't have been me, because I wouldn't walk up to a man with a knife with that level of like bravado.
Yeah.
It was just a crazy thing. But the last thing you ever do is to like call a dude's bluff. Is to be like, I'm coming at this guy.
See, that's what I said about like going in the fight threads on 4chan, was because you never you never know if it's going to be like death. Like that's what you're going to witness, some serious brutality, because. Like, there's no warning. It
was so quick, and it just into his neck real fast and out, and that's it. Just one little poke.
Yeah.
And it was like not brutal, or it was just really weird to watch, but it's changed me. Both those things have really stuck with me. But I do still love watching people fight, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But you're right, if there's Russian accents or Asian people in the fights, you sort of might. And
then, as soon as like you see like the meat cleaver come out, that's like, oh shit, that's like, game over. Fuck, man, the amount of like Chinese videos of like people just having cleaver fights and people just hacking at each other, it's fucked, man. It's crazy.
It's a skill to avoid them, and I'm quite good at develop that skill over watching 4chan fight.
I watched one that was on Reddit. I was on fight porn. It wasn't even fight porn. It was just like this dude noticed like the person who stole his kid's bike, and he just like stopped, and he just kind of like, the guy doesn't even put up a fight who stole the bike. He just like gets out of the car and just pushes him over, and this guy just immediately goes into like fetal position while this guy's like just like throwing these like really weak haymakers, but they're just like still there, and then he just starts like jumping, like putting his ass in his face, like just like bottom slamming him almost.
Yeah.
It's just like, it's even worse than like just getting like fucking just getting absolutely rocked. Like it's just so embarrassing.
There's some good ones.
It was good. That was a good one. It gave me a giggle. I've seen some good ones, man. Oh yeah. So one the other day, it was like this guy was trying to like get out of a like situation. Like he was, they were on a train together, these two dudes, and one of them was like bad mouthing the other one or whatever. And this other dude was trying to walk past, and the guy that was like, one of the guys just kept pushing him. And I've never seen a left hook that looks so soft, but absolutely rocked someone. Like he went flying back and just like got absolutely fucked. It was absolutely beautiful. But it was like the most like, he barely any pull up, and it didn't even look like he even really hit him that hard, but he could hear it. And this dude his whole head just like snapped back, and he just went flying, and it was beautiful. I had to give him a little clap afterwards.
Sure, you had to give him props. I watched one of the ones I watched recently was these two Japanese guys fighting on a train. And everyone around is just silent because it's Japan. So everyone just sits there and stands there perfectly still, pretending it's not happening, while these two dudes like weakly fucking kick and punch at each other on the train.
That's so good.
It was fucking hilarious. You'll have to look it up.
All right, I will. I will definitely say that sounds incredible. There's like I noticed that like on TikTok, there's like they have these like because they're not allowed to show any violence or anything like that on it. Otherwise, you get banned
on TikTok.
So you're not allowed
you can't do anything on TikTok. You can't even say the word murder on TikTok.
You can't say murder. You can't say rape. You can't say sexual assault. You have to say porn. Like you can't say anything that is remotely like sort of
remotely adult.
Adult, yeah, basically. Yeah. So like
even minorly adult.
And so it makes
which I guess like, makes sense. It's like a kid's platform.
But it makes like the like the content where people actually talk about things that happen to them, and they have to use analogies
for weird analogous words. Yeah.
And there's like this current one, which is like I think it's to do, but that's the thing. I'm so confused by it because everyone's interpretation of what the analogy isn't the same. So they're talking about like mascara or something, and how like someone forced them to wear mascara at one point. And that's like, okay. I think it's supposed to be code for like sexual assault, like they were sexually assaulted, right. And that was the best guy. But then other people saying it, but it's about them parents actually helping them come out and shit like that, like as out of the closet, like they gave me mascara, and I'm so confused because like there's no context for what they say. There's literally just this thing, and I just think it's so dumb, and I wish TikTok didn't exist for starters, but. I also do.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You don't think
it's a waste of time, man. There's only like a few places. Sure. There's a few videos and channels that are pretty funny, like few accounts that are pretty funny. But a lot of it, I just like Jeremy Fragrance. If it wasn't for TikTok, I wouldn't know anything about Jeremy Fragrance.
Oh, Jeremy Fragrance! What a cringe thing for you to like.
Yeah, but like that's the thing. It's good cringe. It's like power. It fuels me a strength. Like it's great.
And then a woman said to me, she said I raped her and then I tried to ruin my life, and that's what this smell reminds me of. Power. What a weird fucking dude. But he recently, I don't know if you knew this before, I don't think you knew this before, but we both recently found out that he used to be a gay prostitute, I guess.
Yeah, that's like, that video I don't know how you could not enjoy that video just because of how bizarre and funny it is. Like, he's a character. But
it doesn't make me like Jeremy
you don't have to like him. You don't have to like... I don't like him. I just find him entertaining. There's a difference. I don't fucking respect him. I don't think he's, like, a respectable figure, but I do think he's very entertaining to watch because he just does some weird-ass shit. And I like that. And that is basically what I like about TikTok. That is probably the only thing that I do like about it, is it introduces me to weird people that I can kind of laugh at. But the reason why I originally started talking about it was because, they have like sort of fight like videos on there, but it's always just like the pre-fight. So it's all the shit talking and stuff, and it never shows the fight. So it like leaves you blue-balled constantly. And it's just the worst. It's the worst feeling. Not being able to see like these two teenagers about to like fuck each other's shit up.
What's your TikTok timeline look like? What's your thread look like when you're scrolling? Because I know it's very different for different people.
So it's like either skits, like sometimes they're pretty funny skits, or it's like very cringy, melodramatic shit, which I do like because I do like the cringe at it. I do like the way it makes me feel. Yeah, it's shit like that, and also just like people giving terrible dating advice. I always think is really funny. And
some of the best terrible dating advice.
But it's just like Chad dudes, you know, and it's just like being like
pickup artistry. Basically.
Yeah, it's like. Did we talk about this before? Did we talk about the Sigma males and all that shit?
I don't think we've gone into.
Have we ever talked about Sigma male grind sets and just Sigma male mindsets and shit like that?
I know that we've talked about being on the Sigma grind, and Wes. This is a Les West episode, by the way. He basically doesn't appear on the pod anymore.
He's not here.
But
that's right. He didn't get it. He didn't understand that.
Because he was trying to say that what if you meet a girl that you also likes to get money? You don't. You
just don't. That's not part of it.
Just grind. You just don't. Yeah.
So I get that a lot, but like, I used to see them, and I think they were kind of ironic to start off with, but now I swear they're just like people legitimately feel this way, and they like that is their lifestyle, and they just like come off looking like absolute douchebags. Especially like just like the idea is like, you know what the Sigma male grind is just disrespect women. I fucking love that. Yeah, not just disregard women, but disrespect them.
Actively seek out.
Actively seek. Yeah. And it's just
it doesn't seem like a great way to make money. Well, I guess if you're online.
Yeah, I like limiting half your possible profit. I don't know what their fucking grind is, though. I don't know what it is. They never go into what their actual grind is. Baby. Yeah, I know, but
yeah, it's just grinding. It's like did you hear about Liverking was on steroids the whole time? Did you know who Liverking is?
Yeah. I heard about
pretty fucking funny. Not Nat at all. Of course he's not.
Of course you
see that, man?
Not tell.
Did you see the ridiculous fucking body that man had, the physique that guy had, and there was any doubt that he was on steroids? It's absolutely wild. Bonkers. Absolutely bonkers.
No. Anyone who believed that, like, any of those kind of big gym guys that are, like, famous for being massive, are natural, they're fucking not. Like,
there's no way.
There's no way.
Even if they started out as being natural when they first sort of started popping off online, you'd switch to using steroids just because it would make maintaining your lifestyle so much fucking easier.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
You could afford to have a doctor, like a corrupt ass fucking shady doctor, administer the whole thing for you. And you know what I mean? So why wouldn't you? Why would you?
Yeah, why not just skip the extra steps to make your life easier? That way you can churn out even more content without having to put as much effort in. Makes sense. Just be honest. Just be like, this isn't natural. But
then you get banned. You get banned from
I don't think
socials by you get demonetized at least.
I don't think
by being like,
I don't think they care. I honestly don't think a lot of people care about using steroids because I'm pretty sure it's quite normal in bodybuilding now. Like it is.
Well,
it's big. Yeah. So I don't think they're like, use steroids and you look like this. I think they should just be like, I use steroids to look like this, but these are still my workouts I do, like the sort of thing, because that's mostly what these people care about. I think. With Liverking, I don't know. I feel like he was just a creature that you just kind of watch, and you're just like looking at the madness that guy kind of like put out there.
Well, I didn't watch it. I don't know. I never watched heaps of his videos.
I watched a couple.
Just watched a couple of highlights of him.
Yeah.
Like shoving like wads of bloody liver into his mouth. Right. But once I've seen him do that twice, I don't need to see him do it another 60 times. I need to constantly be watching him, be like, touch grass,
I sleep on wood floors. That's what you do to look like this. Disregard your bed. Get rid of it.
I wonder if he did. Goodness, I wonder if he really did sleep on like just wood.
Well, I think
just wooden planks.
He had like a little,
because that was his claim.
Blanket. He had a blanket or something.
Sure, he had a little blanket or so. But come on. If he's willing to lie about doing steroids, he's definitely willing to lie about, which I consider much more egregious of a lie.
Saying that you sleep on wooden planks.
That you sleep on like wooden planks, right? Because if I was trying to get if I was like, I'm going to live like Liverking, I'm going to live his lifestyle, right? And I'm doing all the things and I'm trying to like get by, and it's just not working, and I'm just not getting the body he's getting. I'm getting in better shape, but I'm not getting that kind of crazy body that he's getting. Then it comes out he was on steroids the whole time, he was doing steroids, and it's like, okay, why did I sleep on a fucking wooden board for like 3 years then? You prick.
My wife left me because I threw out the bed.
You had our mattress, I refused. Exactly. You know what I mean? The idea that he was making people's lives worse is sort of the offensive part, right? That not just he was lying. Oh, fucking Christ.
You still got that coffee.
It's bad. It's sticking around.
Lingering. It's lingering.
Fucking lingers, man. Yes, exactly. I hate this fucking sickness that I'm feeling. But it's the celebrity gossip hour. And we've talked a little bit about Liverking, but what do you make of comedian and voice actor Justin Roiland's imminent incarceration? Because that's just dropped. That's hot news.
I guess it's like deserved. I don't know.
Yes, it's deserved.
I think so. I don't know. It's so like, it's so funny. You still feel the amount of shit that's come out about him, and the fact that apparently this case has been going on for like 2 years, or like the trial's been going on for like 2 years, and like he's even got those like pretty damning DMs of like him messaging underage fans and shit like that, which is pretty gross.
That's worse to me, I think. Well,
I don't know, it's pretty. They're both. He had someone held hostage. Like, that's fucking weird. That's like...
Well, it's kind of weird is one word for it, yeah.
It's pretty terrible. It's terrible, sorry. It's a bit weird. Like, keeping someone against their weird, well, that's a pretty weird thing to do.
I sentence you to being weird. I find you guilty of being a bit of a weirdo.
Yeah, so I guess you could just leave and everyone just kind of thinks differently of you now.
I'm getting out of here. I've gone, done it now.
But those DMs going too far. You're going down. Oh, jeez.
Oh, jeez, I'm going down for this one. There's no coming back from this one. No, okay. So what I mean is like the thing with him being like domestically abusive is relationships can be like very, very complicated and they're like long form weird thing. But him just like messaging a 16-year-old girl and being like, I'm Atlanta drunk. Why don't you come? I'm sexy. It's just like that's just plain bad. Yeah, that's just not that it's not plain bad for him to be like violent towards his partner and shit and abusive, but it's like to your fucking core bad. There's no nuance in that situation that salvages it, or like some complex relationship underpinning this weird like terrible thing you've done. It's just a terrible thing you've done. It's just some weird as fuck shit that you've done, right?
It's like no, I agree.
And it was, I don't know, because I remember the date of him messaging that 16-year-old girl was around, like, season 3 of Rick and Morty was just about to be released. Which is, like, he's not huge at that point. He's just about to come up. You had to know that it was all, right? You had to know that it was, like, coming to an end.
That it would have been,
because he was
like
doing
that.
it.
Oh, you mean like he would have known recently... Like, he would have known recently, like, being like, oh, shit, those are going to come out as well. Like, that's it.
Well,
like,
I mean, you've got to... I don't know. I guess so. You've got to think that it's going to... Whatever. I don't know what goes through.
I think so, yeah. I think that sort of shit would probably sit around with him and be like, fuck. It's going to, like, it's not going to happen today, but I think he, like, was probably leaving be like, yeah, this is going to end badly one day. Maybe not today, like, no, but then,
sure.
like...
Enjoy it. Well, like, do you think he's living it up? Just,
so that's probably why he just never stopped. He's like, I've already done it once. May as well do it again.
I'm in too deep.
Yeah, exactly. Some 41 did.
Well, him and who was the other one recently? Andrew Callaghan. Did you hear about this?
Andrew Callaghan.
All gas,
the All Gas,
no
the Channel 5 guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Apparently that shit's been happening for like a while, and the accusations came out years ago as well. So like, it just I don't know why it hasn't like been big. I guess because he wasn't as big back then. Maybe.
I guess so. It's weird. As soon as I suppose he's like starting to get paid.
Yeah.
But it was only just recently that it sort of all started to come out. But he's like, I don't know. It's all these people. It's so funny because all these people who are just really, really bad at picking up women, and then they become famous and rich, but they don't get better at picking up women suddenly. They don't get better at... So it's just like... Oh, he was weird and creepy, and then he got famous and shit, and it's like, stop being weird and creepy. Let it go away.
Let it go away.
You can cure himself of that.
In fact, it probably makes it even... I feel like it makes it even worse. Like, I feel like the more you become famous, more goes to your head, and you realize it's more of like a deserving sort of thing. Like,
and you feel
I feel like I'm better than you, so then for, like, because I'm famous, a lot of people know me, like, you will probably want me more, and I deserve this more. Like, and so they just become even more weird, more creepy. I think that's my theory, anyway.
Well, I think they probably start to get away, like, it actually starts to pay off, right? This impatient sort of rush, just like, let's have sex right now, otherwise you're out attitude starts to actually work.
I always find it funny, though, like, with the Justin Roiland shit, I've still seen people be like, you know, let's try and separate the art from the artist. Like, he's fine. Like, let's just let him work on the show still. I was like, bruh, this fucking dude held someone hostage. Like,
but Rick and Morty's really good. It's
good, yeah.
No one's going to be able to
and no one's going to be able to do the voice. And fucking everyone can do that. I'm sure there's like hundreds of people who could do the Rick and Morty voice.
I'm surprised that they're still going to do it. And even if they get an impressionist, it's still basically listening to Justin Roiland's voice. And so I don't know. Let him do it if he's willing to. Here's what I'll say.
Willing to do it from prison.
If he will do it for free if he will do it for no money, then let him do it. If he wants to do it just for the love of doing it, I say let him do it. But he can't make money from it. He can't get.
I think the idea is like
you can get minimum wage. You can get minimum wage for when he's in the studio.
Give him his what do you call it? Meal tickets from prison. Give him a couple extra ones so he can get something nice.
Well, Dan Harmon's just turned into a mist. That man has just been like, well, I really can't help.
Apparently, there was like someone else he worked with as well turned out to be a bit of a fuckwit too.
Someone else Dan Harmon worked with.
Yeah.
Elon Musk.
It was someone from Community, maybe.
Really?
No.
Danny Pudi just...
Danny Pudi, yeah, he's a crazy
fiend.
sex fiend.
He was a sex fiend. Remember Alison Brie was a...
I don't know. I just...
Chevy Chase was a shit dude, wasn't he?
Yeah, apparently he was just a straight up cunt.
But he was a shit dude. He was a shit dude, like, before Community. He was kind of got a chance with Community.
Yeah, he was a shit, like, for a long time. Like, apparently, during Vacation and shit as well, he was pretty shit. So... Which I love those movies. I think the Vacation movies are pretty damn good. They're classics, but apparently he was a fuckwit. And the Community's great. Community's like a fantastic show, but it's kind of weird.
Community's okay. I don't know what the Community's deal is. Community, sometimes it's a parody of a laugh track sitcom, and sometimes it just is a laugh track sitcom without the laugh track. But sometimes it just is that.
I think sometimes they go way too meta, and the jokes just, they're not funny. They're smart, and they're kind of interesting, but they're just not funny. And I feel like... That's like the issue it kind of had with the later seasons. Well, especially season 4. Yeah, they just went way too meta. Too meta about every single aspect. And it went too... Like, it wasn't too clever. It was just kind of pretentious. It felt like...
Okay.
But the first 3 seasons, I think the first half of the first season was kind of okay, but then it really found its footing as it went along. And the second and third season, I think, are great. I think they're really, really good. And, because they kind of had the whole thing where they were doing parodies of a lot of, like, popular culture stuff. But they were kind of adding their own twist because they'd fleshed out their characters enough to make it funny. But yeah, I don't know.
Right.
I don't know about this Dan Harmon thing either, but I read that on Twitter, so I probably fucking just got lied straight to my face because I believe everything I read on the internet. Yeah.
Here you go. Here's an article on Fandom Wire that says that that co-creator Dan Harmon has also had past sexual abuse allegations leveled against him.
So Dan Harmon is the other guy.
Dan Harmon is the guy that he worked with, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Dan Harmon apologized for sexually harassing Megan Gans. Oh, at least he apologized. That's nice of him.
Yes, I think he just had a really fucking messy divorce. I think is where a lot of that comes from. He just had like a really, really fucked up messy divorce at one point.
Yeah, true. So what? He just decided to become a little bit of a fiend. He was just like, yeah.
I think it just was this really fucked up, messy like relationship ending that was public, and he didn't handle it well, and he did a lot of dumb shit.
Yeah, he went off the deep end. Actually, I was gonna ask you something. If you had to think back to your childhood, we're gonna talk about video games for a second. To your childhood, what are like the top 3 games you can think of? And I don't mean like PS2 era, like maybe leading into PS2 era, but not so much. Like we're talking like PS1 mostly.
Okay.
What are some games? Because there's one
PS1.
I feel like that I consider as my favorite that I think would surprise you, but I'm pretty sure we both played it.
Really? Okay. Yeah. Well, I think a few of my top off the top of my head are definitely Crash Bandicoot. Like 3 in particular, Warped was like so fucking good. Spyro the Dragon, which is very similar.
Fire the Dragon.
Delio. Spyro the Dragon, nice open world like game.
Sure.
I don't know, what did I play as a younger sort of man? Tekken 3, which I still maintain is the best Tekken, probably.
Probably.
Probably. PlayStation 1 Tekken.
Yeah.
Better than Pokken or Tekken Tag Tournament. What's this game that you played that's going to surprise me?
There was a game that I played a lot, and I feel like you're probably the only person who knows it, is the Bugs Life game. I used to love that shit.
The Bugs Life game. I must have completed that shit from start to finish 25 times.
It was so good. That game was fantastic.
It really was. Little puzzles you could fucking go around.
Yeah. Then the maps were huge. Like they took it. Like if you didn't just go from start to finish and you wanted to get all like the different collectible shit,
all the
they took a long time. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And then spelling out Flick, like spelling out his name.
Spelling every time Flick, yeah. Tony Hawk style.
Yeah, exactly. And then every time you like gotta like finish the level, all I remember is his voice being like, "Oh yeah." Because he leaves the map. But yeah,
the Bugs Life game was fucking a monster. It was so good. Bugs Life 1 PS. Well, I don't think they made it 2. But PS1,
no, I didn't think. Yeah.
Bugs Life, fucking sick. And you could upgrade the berries, the different fruits.
Yeah, you throw. That was like, and you get to the one where it's just one hit. Yeah, the gold.
Homing berries.
That shit was so good.
Best. That's right, gold. Yeah. Damn, purple.
Yeah.
All
yeah,
the
purple.
colours,
They always
man.
got a little stronger. Yeah, so he started off with a red one, which is like pretty
Sort of
pretty
curve.
standard. And then you went up to the greenberry, which like could do sort of more
blue,
damage.
didn't you?
Yeah, then you went up to blue, and then you got purple, and then I'm pretty sure it was gold.
Some shit that couldn't. Most shit couldn't be killed by the red berries. Like they would just bounce the fuck off.
That was I think it was like cockroaches and stuff.
Whatever, man. Like the whole gang. The bird, that fucking levels. Do you
That
remember
bird level took me
as
so
fuck.
long as a kid to like complete. I did not understand that for
Tense
so
as
long
fuck.
that I was supposed to jump and use that I was supposed because it has that puzzle at the start where you have to turn the seed into a dandelion
Use
so
the
you can
dandelion.
and it took me so long to realize that
Throw
was
the
what I had to
dandelion,
do.
then you can fly.
Yeah. But that scream he does when he gets
really
eaten by the
bad.
bird, it's honestly haunting. It's like no,
It is,
no,
yeah.
no. Ah!
And he's like he's like got his hands up. He's trying to like You watch him die really fucking slow.
Yeah. That was such a stressful level.
That was. It was. I remember that.
Damn,
atmosphere
but yeah,
of that
I just
level.
thought about
It was
the other
really
day.
fucking crazy.
Yeah. And I tell people about it, and I like do you guys remember the Bugs Life game? That like they was actually really fucking good. Like it was, the level design was really well done, and like the music was really awesome as well. Like it was catchy. It wasn't like annoying. Like the levels themes were really good. And no, everyone just thought I was
I used
crazy.
to
They're like,
play those
that sounds like playing a game about
hours.
Bugs Life sounds bad. Like yeah, but I was,
Well, it wasn't. Check out Bugs Life on PS1.
yeah,
It's
actually
a
go. I
fucking
reckon
banger.
I haven't played it in probably about, let's see, what year is it now? 2023. Probably haven't played it in about 20 years. I'm gonna say that the last time I played was probably 2003, probably.
2003. Okay.
But
It's been a while then. I think I did a
I reckon-
replay when I was 15 or 16. And it
reckon-
held up.
I reckon it holds up. I'm gonna say I reckon it probably holds up. I think I think the PC controls were a bit funky, but all the other ones and the boss fights were good too. The boss fights were pretty fun. I remember.
Yeah. It was a great, really, really well-rounded, robust game. Great collectibles. It was like a big collectathon sometimes.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
like a little puzzle game almost, I suppose.
Yeah. It was puzzle. I remember probably the hardest level I think was the one in the city, where you have to like manage your way around the city. There's all this goo that's stopping you from getting to certain places. I think that was like the hardest level.
You had to keep doubling back and going,
Yeah.
that or the maze level just after the bird.
Yeah. That one did take a while. But like eventually it got to like, I felt like I was speed running it. Like I went through the levels so quickly because I just knew exactly what I needed to do.
Have you watched The Way of Water yet? Is the big question.
No, I'll get around to it. Don't worry. And we'll have an in-depth talk about it.
I don't think it was... I can't remember anything that fucking happened in it. I just remember feeling claustrophobic the whole time because they spend ages underwater, which just made me uncomfortable. Made me feel like I couldn't breathe.
I'm pretty sure James Cameron really
spend
likes
ages
underwater stuff. I'm pretty sure he really loves underwater shit.
Yeah, he's a deep sea explorer. He's like I think he personally has a record of like deepest ever dive of a man's ever done.
That's how you know he's a legend. The man puts his body to the test so that he can give you an accurate portrayal of what the deep sea is like for Avatar, Way of Water.
Oh yeah.
He also made a movie called The Abyss, which don't know if anyone remembers, but it was pretty alright.
Was it dog shit?
I don't know. It was kind of boring. Like, if I'm being honest, it was cool.
It's just black.
It was
What
just
it
like
get? It got 88% on Rotten Tomatoes.
I don't know. It was just
Oh,
Michael Biehn
it's
just
about
slowly.
the sea.
Yeah, it's just like a bunch of people go underwater to find something. I can't remember. But I think it was like aliens or something like that, or to find deep sea diving and shit. Like just the other life forms that live underneath, like in the ocean. Whatever I'm trying to say. Blah, blah, blah. But yeah, basically it's just Michael Biehn going crazy. Like that's what the movie is. Him just losing his fucking mind. He's great. That's
Who?
nice to watch. Michael Biehn. You know who Michael Biehn is? Plays Carl Reese
Michael
in the first
Biehn, here he
Terminator.
is. Right, okay. Sorry
plays
that I
Carl
didn't know
Reese.
who the actor's name and he plays Carl Reese. He really doesn't
You should
do much
know
stuff.
Oh, he did some of the best. He did
It's just
Carl
in
Reese,
Aliens
Corporal
2
Corporal
stuff.
Hicks. Yeah, he did Corporal Hicks, the most badass character in Aliens. I'm sorry, Ripley. Corporal Hicks takes the cake. The dude's fucking like badass. And then he was
I
whoever.
remember Corporal Hicks.
You don't remember Corporal
Or-
Hicks? Oh, you didn't watch it. You hadn't watched. You're not an alien person though, were you? You didn't watch it until recently.
Well, I'm not just a regular human being. Yes, I've only seen Alien once, and it was recently. And I can only remember one soldier, and it's the guy from Seventh Heaven, as we've previously discussed.
It wasn't the guy from Seventh Heaven. Bill Paxton was not in Seventh Heaven.
Bill Paxton. Whatever. He was in something, man.
And we had this conversation that Bill Paxton only looks like Bill Paxton. He doesn't look like anyone else.
Man.
Also, who's this man that you posted a photo of? Who is this guy?
Who is this man I posted a photo of? That is
Chris
some transphobic... That is not Chris Benoit. No, that is just some transphobic guy that left a comment on our Instagram.
Oh, what did he say?
No, sorry. He didn't leave a comment on our Instagram. He left a comment on some other guy's Instagram. A guy who follows us. He left a comment on his Instagram. Transphobic comment about how you don't need to... drag queens don't need to find children to molest because we send them to public libraries to be molested willingly. We're sort of handing them over on a silver platter.
This guy
which I think it would be...
I don't think this motherfucker knows what a library is. I'm pretty sure he just heard someone else
to
say
molest
that.
someone in a library. Well, it's just... Whatever. Like I say, people who leave comments on shit on the internet are just idiots. There's no intelligent people left involved in this discourse. They don't care. They've moved on. They're just like, my life is worth more than talking with these morons, with these abject idiots.
I hate that my first reaction to like hearing this information is to make fun of this fella's like looks. Like I shouldn't do it. That's crass. It's not right. It's like, it's very lowly. It's not his fault that he looks.
But
like
the people do want to know what he looks.
Like it's not. It's like no, that's not his fault.
People want to hear about what he looks like. People, you can't see it. They just.
It's not his fault. He has ball sacks under his eyeballs. Like, man,
he does. Man, he has some bags under his eyes. Jesus Christ, which are insanely far apart, by the way.
He's wearing like an orange jumpsuit.
It looks like he's wearing a prison uniform.
This motherfucker just got out of prison. I mean,
that's his Instagram profile picture. That's the best picture that exists of it.
Yeah, I could say that he looks like this area that he looks like where he's at could be like where he takes his victims to like, do his business with. But I'm not going to. I'm not going to say.
You wouldn't dare say that. You would never suggest that this man is a pedophile rapist in a boatyard. That would be wrong, and we would never suggest that.
A human thumb of a pedophile or a rapist.
Really. Well, sure, he does look. He looks like the least tough guy in the tough guy competition. You know what I mean? When they do those strong man competitions, he looks like the absolute last place loser in that.
He looks like Chris Benoit after he blew his brains out.
Oh, fuck, yeah. Is that how Chris Benoit died? I was reading a list of the top 100.
Did he hang himself? I think he
hanged himself. But, I don't know. Who fucking knows? I think that might be just the story. You know what I mean? I think that might be a good... Because the story was always that he hung himself on his Bowflex or whatever, using the, gym equipment. But I don't think that's...
Right, using the gym equipment.
I don't think that's true.
You brought me into this world, you made me into this monster, and you're taking me out.
You made me this, and now... Yes, but I believe that that's not true in the end.
Yeah.
I think he just killed himself. I think he did shoot himself.
Yeah. Well, he killed his, family with a shotgun, so,
sure.
I don't know. Maybe I've got to read.
Damn, you have to go far down on Chris Benoit's. Just talk about him being a wrestler for ages on Wikipedia.
Damn, to find out that they want to bury it. They don't want anyone to talk about it.
Here we go. So June 25th, 2007. Was it 2007 that this happened? I thought it happened in 2001.
No, because there were still wrestling games with him in 2004 and shit. So
and then Benoit committed suicide by hanging himself on his lat pull down machine.
His lat pull down. That's so fucking badass.
That's badass.
I'm just looking at he would have to fucking weigh to be able to pull that fucking thing down. Oh. I'm thinking that he hung himself with the weights. He pulled, he used the weights as
yeah, sure.
And
and when he couldn't hold it anymore. Jesus,
yeah. There's yanked him back up, and he's like, bong. Damn. I mean, the dude was Trap City. The guy had huge traps, huge shoulders. Imagine, and he had a thick fucking neck. I'm surprised that he hung himself, to be honest. That does surprise me.
He did have a thick neck. He was yeah, I mean, I'm looking at the machine now, and it seems like the kind of thing that you would be able to do that with, in some way.
I can't believe he hung himself with a lat pull down. That's so ridiculous.
On
That's so fucking out of anything. Jesus Christ.
True, if you're writing a movie and that's like with some crazy wrestler, that's what you'd write.
That's what you'd write. Yeah, that's how you take him out.
Some stupid poetic, yeah.
Yeah. Oh god.
But I was looking at a list of the top 100 WWE like champions of all time, and he was like number 50. Like the dude was like, I know it's pretty like wild.
Still got some respect.
Can't deny that Benoit was like one of the best. Hulk Hogan was number 1.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And like Bret Hardy was number 2 or some shit, or Michael Hardy.
Bret Hardy. There's like one of the Hardy boys, right? Yeah.
The Hardy Boys. Yeah. CM Punk was like number 10. He was really high. I forgot about CM Punk.
When you were like sending in like that group chat about a bad guy called Christian Values, he's like just gets fucking like just thrashed around by like Kane and shit. That's beautiful. That's such beautiful writing. I don't care. It's so corny and cheesy, but I love it. That's so damn
So to
good.
clarify what you're talking about, Christian Values was a fictitious WWE superstar made up to be the main villain in the new Saudi-owned WWE.
I thought it was a real thing.
I thought it was
real. I mean, it makes sense. Christian Values.
No, he's Christian Values.
I thought it was. Oh, I got
the main villain in the new Saudi WWE.
I got duped.
Fake news. Well, I should make a fake news article about it. About how the Saudis are bought WWE. Apparently people eat it up.
Yeah. Can you imagine like the? So wait, is he a villain? Is he what do you call it? A heel? Is he a heel? Christian
He's
Values?
a heel, yeah.
Yeah.
Christian Values is the new main villain of the Saudi-owned WWE. Once I get a job writing for them, yeah. Christian Values.
That's so good. That's what I mean. Like,
fucking funny that you thought it was real.
I thought it was real. I'm not. Yeah, you got me. Damn. I loved it.
Oh, Lord. They bring back the Iron Sheik.
Bring him back. He's in it. No, he's still alive, isn't he?
I don't fucking know. They have The Undertaker still do wrestling sometimes. It's the saddest thing I've ever fucking seen. This old man. Because you know how it's obviously fake, but sometimes they just need to... It looks really, really, really fake when someone can't do the stunt properly.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Like when they have to like lift up a really big fat guy or something, and the fat guy has to help them so much that it looks just absolutely ridiculous. It just doesn't even look performative anymore. It just looks like, can I do this? Can I hold this man up for 1.5 seconds? Is that possible? And then it's like, yes, but it wasn't worth doing it in front of tens of thousands of people if it wasn't entertaining.
Yeah, you see, pick him up, his whole face is just like, just veins. And
just straight, yeah. And he's clearly like holding his weight in the right place for him. He's like balancing out with his arms and shit. And it's just like, well, that was just sad more than it was anything else. And that's what it's like when The Undertaker comes out and he quote-unquote chokeslams guys who just jump up. Fall backwards. Because he actually can't do any of the maneuvers himself. It's just, old. He is. He's like 70 years old and he comes out and they're like, Jesus Christ. Why won't The Undertaker just die? I'm being serious.
It doesn't make any sense. He could barely lift himself out of the grave now. They just have ropes holding him up.
Old. Just a puppet marionette Undertaker. Just wheel chair Undertaker out into the fucking ring.
I watched this clip of, it must have been like a Japanese wrestling show. And these two guys were like fighting.
So they call that sumo, I believe. In
oh, no, but it was like, it was like wrestling. But yeah, I get your joke. But anyway. There was these two guys fighting, and one of them kicks one in the back. Like, it's just one of those, like, sort of fake kicks. But the guy who got kicked didn't sell it right. So this dude just fucking punts him right in the head.
Wait, so he kicked him, but he doesn't react?
Yeah, he doesn't react. And so the dude just like...
Does he miss the kick because he's facing the wrong way? Or does
no, so he just like kicks me in the back, and I assume the guy's supposed to be like, keel over a bit. He's like, but he doesn't, and so the other wrestler just looks at him, like stares at him, and then just punts him right in the face.
Kicks him. Damn, I need to see this. Where can I find it?
I'll try and find it, and I'll send it to you. I think I saw it on Reddit, but yeah, and then basically, the guy who got kicked in the face, I'm pretty sure it was either him or the other guy, just gets up and just starts full on punching the other dude in the head, like really fucking ferociously.
Having a fight. Having a real fight.
Actual real wrestling.
Hell yeah.
It's beautiful.
That's what you're hoping for. That's the best case scenario as a fan of the wrestling when you come out to watch a show.
It was so cool.
So cool.
Kick. I'll try and find it for you so you can.
Oh, by the way, we were discussing last week, I believe it was on the show, a current affair video of that guy.
Oh, yeah.
Who was that getting knocked out by that 19-year-old kid? And they did show the grizzly part. They showed it like 5... Yes!
Hell
and
yeah.
they're watching it after the show, and they end up showing him just fucking fitting that dude for a set of dentures. Just...
Fuck yeah. That's what you love to hear.
Taking the big fella out. You love to hear that. You love to hear that commercial television is sort of...
It's just showing up to showing a couple of, like, dudes getting their clocks clean. That's what I love. Shit, how am I going to find this
getting
video?
Their clocks clean.
So
he's going to get their fucking clock clean. Wesley.
Yeah, I reckon.
That dude's not showing up for any shows.
Motherfucker never...
And he's celebrating. He loves Australia. He loves Australia Day.
Yeah,
he's celebrating.
Sick. Makes me sick. To my stomach.
Makes me ill. He's not here to defend himself. That's the best time to attack somebody, I've learned from WWE.
Yeah.
I watched the first 1.5 episodes of the television program Heels today. Not that good. Heels. It's like a Star's original show.
Oh, has it got my boy Stephen Amell?
Was he in Vikings?
No, he wasn't in Vikings. He was in Arrow. The guy from Arrow.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
It has Oliver Quinn in it as one of the leads.
Jack Spade.
And it has...
it's got
Stephen Amell, and it has Alexander Ludwig from
it's got
Vikings.
It's got a 96 on Rotten Tomatoes and like an 8 out of 10 on IMDb.
Look, have you ever watched Friday Night Lights?
No, but it looks dog shit.
It's just like Friday Night Lights. Friday Night Lights is not dog shit. How dare you? Connie Britton is an absolute angel. Southern angel.
That show looked good. I actually wanted to watch the Heel show, mostly because it had my boy Steven in it. But
sure, it had Steven.
It also and he's probably does it do any salamander ladder climbs?
No, he does regular ladder.
Damn.
And then he body slams off the ladder onto his brother.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
No, I mean I only watched the first 1.5 episodes.
You only watched
Who was your first celebrity crush?
My first celebrity crush?
Because Connie Britton was one of my first. I had a crush on Connie Britton. Her and Kaylee Coco when she was in Charmed, by the way, not
Big Bang Theory.
Charmed, Kaylee
Charmed. Coco. I'm trying to think of like the probably the Pink Power Ranger from the original Power Ranger series.
It's bizarre. Whilst in the Power Ranger suit exclusively, or
I don't know. Like in just when she's off, like in the movie specifically, the Power Rangers movie.
Rangers movie, the Pink Power Ranger in the Power Rangers movie. Did you beat off to them in the Power Ranger suit? Did you beat off to them at any point?
You should see the villain in the second Power Rangers movie, Power Rangers Turbo, a movie. The villain in that has big, massive titties, and it's like that definitely did something for me.
Really?
She was almost like a dominatrix of sort. Well, she was like a bad person, so I guess so. It kind of probably did awaken something in me when I was younger, and she was.
Oh yeah, I remember her. She didn't have big titties.
Oh, they were big to me as a kid. Like as a kid, I was like, oh my goodness, I can't believe this is what I'm seeing. Damn, I really want to find this video of like this dude getting punted in the head. Punt head.
But I know you were beaten off over Elgar.
Elgar? Elgar. Who the fuck is Elgar?
Why did you say it like that if you didn't know who he was?
Elgar Power Rangers? Oh, this fucking dude.
You have to clean someone's clock in that picture.
Yeah. He never moves his mouth either. He's like, look how clean his clock is.
Divatox. I remember her from the Power Rangers. Okay, so there's a few screenshots where... Because there's a few screenshots where her bust is quite a normal sort of modest size. But then there are some where it just looks preposterous. Is there a pornographic parody?
Maybe. Where's... I can't believe...
I remember that. Man, that is young to be having a sexual awakening, is to be watching Power Rangers.
Yeah,
I'm not sure I ever clocked it.
Power Rangers was a Turbo movie. 1997. To be fair, I probably watched it when I was like, I probably watched it when I was like, 7? Probably like 5 or 6 or 7. But still, I was like, God damn, that's crazy. Amy Jo Johnson. That's the Pink Power Rangers name. Yeah, she was Kimberly.
That's the character's name?
No, that's the actress's name.
Amy Jo Johnson.
Yeah. She was like, just like, it looks like, what you'd expect like you to have as a partner, like just only watching like sort of 90s Canadian TV.
Sure. She does. She looks like she just looks like Anne Hathaway, or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The most average fucking normal. I remember her. Damn, I remember these people so vividly. How many times did I watch Power Rangers? Because it was a lot of times as a kid. I don't think of myself now as a Power Rangers fan, but damn, I watched a lot of fucking Power Rangers.
Yeah, I watched heaps. Like, David, the guy who plays Billy, I was a big fan of the blue Power Ranger. So I ended up naming my old dog, Billy. And everyone thought that I named him after, like, it was some family relative
Billy
or something. They're like, oh, that's really sweet. He wants to call the dog after that. But no, I want to call him after the blue Power Ranger.
Damn, look at this overexposed ass picture of the Power Rangers. Billy, look at this man. He's a clean 15 years older than any of them. He's in his 40s.
What
the fuck?
Send it through. I'm
sending it. Where Billy looks absolutely buck wild in this picture. Oh, it's processing. It's a big one.
Damn.
But there's the yellow Power Ranger who is Asian, by the way, which I think is a little. I don't think
that was
now.
originally the. Which guy?
Billy.
Yeah, he does
Billy.
Look like
he looks like 65.
30s. He does look 65.
30s. Jesus
like 30.
Christ, he looks old. He looks 40. He looks easily 40. He looks like Shatner from Star Trek, the later movies. He looks like older Shatner.
I like how you're like, the yellow Power Ranger is Asian, but you didn't mention the black Power Ranger is black.
Black Power Ranger is black. Well, I don't remember him being
Pink Power Ranger's
black.
obviously got to be a girl. Yeah.
Yes, Pink Power Ranger is just a white woman, which I think, which is just as much of a racial stereotype as Asian yellow and black.
And Blue's got to be a very depressed man in his 30s who can't do it.
And then there's Red, who looks like his son. Red looks like he's wearing a fucking neck brace. Well, all the men look like they're wearing neck braces, but in particular, Red looks like he's wearing a neck brace. Then there's just the big Italian guy who's the Green Power Ranger, who's always my
Tommy.
favorite.
That was Tommy. He was bad. He was bad originally. Yeah, he was a bad guy.
Yeah, he was a villain. He had an edge to him. He was a complex guy, not like Billy. Who was just a shit guy.
Hey, Billy was like, he wore his glasses and he was always caring about people's feelings. Like, we can't do these guys. And then the black guy, I remember, was just cool. He's just a fucking cool guy. And
what's going on, guys?
I think it's Jason. Is the red one? I think Jason. He was like the leader. Well, he was the leader. He was like, and he was kind of like the cool guy. Yeah, he was like like kind of like Leonardo. And then,
him and Green always had a power struggle because Green was more of a lone wolf. So Red was more of a team leader, but Green was respected by the black and Asian community.
Yeah.
It's respected. These others,
Did you ever want to like have one of the morphing things that they have? I used to always want one. Even though they would never morph me, but still, they look dope as hell. It's morphing time. And the theme of that show was incredible. Fucking impeccable theme.
Oh, the theme
Jesus
of
Christ.
Power Rangers is still an absolute fucking slaps. Truly, it is one of the better metal songs ever. No, metal, like hard rock.
Yeah, it's class. I definitely consider it metal. That's like a straight up. It's like heavy metal for sure. It's like Metallica.
So here's some Amy Jo Johnson. She's topless. Well, she's not topless. She's wearing a seat.
Oh hell yeah! Here we go. This is coming.
This is
coming on the tools after dark, right?
It's just all right. It's officially 8 p.m. So
it's 10 o'clock here. So like we're pretty
officially
dark
9 p.m. So officially, Amy Jo Johnson's top becomes see-through immediately. Before that, we're talking about how cool we think their weapons and their bows are. But now it's after 9 p.m. Which of the Power Rangers thing has the biggest dick? I think it's probably Jason.
You think it's Jason?
It's definitely not Billy.
I mean,
that's
I'm not sure. I think Billy's what do you mean? Definitely not Billy. Billy,
It's definitely not Billy.
I'm looking right now. Jason is like packing. You can see it.
You can see his like. See his meaty rod.
He's got tucked to the side. It's like down his side of his pants. Damn! Look at that thing. Yeah. But Billy, look at Billy's, man. There's something there. He's definitely got something in there. For sure.
That's just shadowing, man. No.
Tommy's
how sad he looks. Look how sad Billy's eyes are.
If you just look at Jesse's eyes. No, he doesn't look sad. He just looks like kind of like... It honestly looks like he doesn't feel anything at that point. There's nothing
beyond
there.
being sad. He's gone. He's travelled beyond sadness.
It wouldn't surprise me because apparently he was miserable filming this because he was gay and he was openly gay and all the writers would make fun of him for it. So he was like just got hate crimed on constantly at work, and I'm pretty sure that would make you miserable, right?
What? What the fuck? I've never heard this.
Yeah.
Billy Cranston.
Billy?
And he was...
Yeah.
I forgot him wearing the glasses. He looks older every time I look at a fucking picture of him. Looks absurd. So he was gay, and then what? Would the writers make fun of him in the show? Would they write in jokes? Or would
I'm pretty sure they would just call him slurs and stuff, like, off stage. Like,
shit
like that.
They would just straight up call him a fag.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they wouldn't have him accidentally be the pink Power... Like, he accidentally become the pink Power Ranger?
No.
He'd be like, I accidentally put on the pink suit again.
But yeah, that explains why he's so sad. The feeling of nothingness I'm looking at right now. It's just makes me feel, but even like makes me like him even more because hey, he persevered. He gave me a great childhood hero to look up to, Billy, the Blue Power Ranger, who was I think he was a Triceratops. Trying to look at the helmets.
It's time for molecular transformation Triceratops.
Of course, I had to give the coolest one to fucking Jason. Tyrannosaurus Rex. And the black guy's just Mastodon. I'm a fucking elephant. Hell yeah. They're like saber-toothed tiger. They have pterodactyl. They have fucking Triceratops. And then Mastodon.
Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
What was Tommy's? Is he like a Velociraptor or something like that? Maybe Velociraptor.
Wasn't he the saber-toothed tiger? I can't remember.
No. Saber-toothed tiger was the yellow one. Yeah, yellow was saber-toothed tiger. What a genius ploy to market to kids though. Get people who dress up in cool costumes and also mishmash it with dinosaurs. Perfect. That's all kids care about.
I used to love fucking dinosaurs.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
It was absolutely perfect.
Yeah.
I can't find a list. Let's see. The Red Ranger had the Tyrannosaurus. The Black Ranger had the Mastodon. The Yellow Ranger had the saber-toothed tiger. The Pink Ranger had the pterodactyl. And the Green Ranger had the Dragon Zord.
Dragons? Just fucking Dragons.
See, that's what he was alone. He was like a lone wolf.
He was like created. He was like created in a test tube by the. I actually can't remember. I think it was either like
Tommy is Italian guy who's created in a test tube.
He also died recently. Actually, R.I.P.
R.I.P.
What? Yeah, Jason David Frank, rest in peace. Died on November 19th last year. So R.I.P. man.
Damn. Okay, the Dragon Zord was better equipped to battle underwater.
Bro.
Probably isn't very useful.
Look at
generally.
So wait, are we gonna see? Am I gonna live my childhood dream and see Kimberly's nipples? What happened? What happened to that photo? Are we not showing it now?
Yourself. Okay. Give me a second while jeez. There you are. Happy?
Hell yeah.
Good 15 seconds of dead air while I found that.
Okay. Damn.
It's in good shape.
Damn. It's like awakening some lost feelings I had.
Really?
Some child. I'm starting to tear up. Actually, it's like taking me. You know when you start to feel like a kid again.
Detox.
You know, like
she's starting that makes me feel like a kid again.
Seeing Kimberly Kane's nipples or whatever her name is, Kimberly Joe.
Kimberly,
yeah.
Okay.
Hell yeah, that's awesome. All right, moving on.
Let's go through the every iteration of Power Rangers.
Oh, here we go.
Power Rangers Dino Thunder, Power Rangers Beast Morphers, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. That's the classic one.
That's classic. Yeah, I remember that.
So, Power Rangers Mega Force. Power Rangers Mystic Force, that was 2006.
Mystic Force, I think I remember that. Oh, yeah, I think I do.
Power Rangers SPD.
I do remember that one. That one was weird because they're like cops. It was like...
Yeah, they look like cops.
Yeah.
They keep police brutality.
Yeah.
Whoever the black guy is.
The
Power
monsters...
Rangers Zero.
Is that Zero or Zeo?
Zero or Zeo. Sorry, it is Zeo.
Yeah, I do remember
Power
that
Rangers
one.
Ninja Storm.
I remember that one.
Power Rangers Samurai, I remember that one.
Yeah.
But that was a newer one. I remember.
That was like 2008, 2009, I think, something like that.
I don't know if this is Power Rangers because it doesn't say Power Rangers. It just says Zyuden Sentai Kyoryuga.
Whoa.
Power Rangers in Space.
Oh, yeah, I remember that one.
Time Force, I remember that one.
I remember Time Force too, yeah.
Power
in Space,
Rangers
I remember
Turbo?
was a good one. Turbo
Really?
was good, yeah. Well,
Their
it's like
costumes do not look good.
the In Space one was like they have the big, like, visors. Huge. Is that the one where they have the huge visors? That take up basically...
Yeah, they don't look good. They look really...
I remember thinking
really
they looked
cheap,
cool when I was
shitty.
younger. Yeah.
They don't look cool. They really don't. They really don't look cool. Let me tell you that. Although, I will say that they're sort of bumping up the sexiness with some of these Power Rangers.
Hell yeah.
They switched Asian girl to pink and white girl to yellow, just to keep with it. And then black is the black guy is blue. That's why I always remember the black guy being the blue Power Ranger, which they started to do after the black Power Ranger being black.
Yeah. I remember I bought...
Let's see.
Yeah.
Turbo, Operation Overdrive, Power Rangers Wild Force,
Power
Rangers Dinos Supercharge,
Yeah,
Power
I remember...
Rangers Rescue,
Power Rangers Rescue.
Lightspeed Rescue, Power Rangers Lost Galaxy, I remember that one.
Holy shit, there's so many. Okay, the Time Force. I remember that show. Though that costume is terrible. Holy shit, that has to be the worst one. That is.
You could just buy that costume
Yeah.
from a costume shop and it wouldn't look worse. You know what I mean? Just like a $25 costume shop.
I remember Power Ranger Rescues as well. See, I remember all of these costumes from there was a Power Rangers game on like Nintendo 64, I think. And it was like a huge crossover thing. And I remember a lot of the costumes from that. I don't remember actually watching a lot of the series, but I remember seeing a lot of the characters from the series in that game. I'm trying to remember what it's called. Power Rangers Lightspeed Rescue. Okay, it's just the rescue.
And Power Rangers Alien Rangers, Power Rangers Hyperforce, and Power Rangers RPM is the last. I don't remember that one at all.
RPM.
But it had the guy from Jessica Jones in it. So someone has made it out of Power Rangers and made a career for themselves.
Whoa, which one's that? Which one's RPM?
I assume it has something to do with like fast cars or something.
Power Rangers Zeo. The masks in that are also pretty bad. God damn. The costumes, they just couldn't seem to get it right again. Actually, apart from... Oh, Megaforce. Okay, Megaforce looks like we got something cool. Lost Galaxy, I mean, that's kind of cool. Yeah,
yeah, it's true. Like, they're always calling the
Ninja Steel.
racial slurs.
Yeah. They also commit a lot of
calling the Asian.
There's a whole issue about the SPD getting what's it called, audited for investigated
internal
for
affairs.
Internal affairs, yeah.
Internal affairs investigation of the SPD for targeting minority supervillains.
I know, yeah. They always pick the one like the. There's like a bad guy who's like, I'm pretty sure there's a bad guy who's like a lion in that one, but he sounds very black. So.
But he's African.
Yeah.
Get it? Beat him. I just fucking beat him to death.
Bro,
there was the Megazord was big. Who was the weird head that they would talk to?
That was
that just Zord?
Z? It was a Zord? Yeah. It was like, oh, he never fucking moves his mouth.
Well, he was like an intense. I remember him being super fucking intense.
Is it Zord?
Z.
No, I think it's Power Rangers floating head. Zordon.
I knew it was something about Zordon.
Would you take fucking...
He was basically Charlie from Charlie's Angels as fat idiot's head.
He was
a wise Zordon of Eltar was a wise galactic wizard for the side of good against the forces of evil.
And there was that robot that they talked to who was always like, yeah, oh, something's bad happening. Oh no.
Yeah. Always panicking. And Zordon would be like, chill out, everybody.
Chill the fuck. Go smoke some weed.
Go fuck him up with Power Rangers powers. Yeah. That's what my advice is.
Go do what teenagers do best and take drugs and have unprotected sex and chill
Give
out.
Give each other hand jobs in front of me. It's not weird. Just do it.
It's not weird. That's right. Bryan Cranston played him in the live action movie. Live action. There was all live action.
All live action in the reboot.
Yeah, the reboot. Yeah, in the reboot. Yeah. I can't find this video. I've lost the video of the dude getting pumped in the head, and I just I
Damn
want
it,
to.
if you've seen it out there,
Yeah,
please.
if you know what I'm talking about
it.
if you know what I'm talking about, just link it in like an Instagram post or some shit like that.
Japanese wrestlers. Okay, well, I think that's going to do us for this evening.
Yeah.
Thank you for getting on the tools with us. I've been Dominic Anderson. With me, Nate Shepherd.
I have been
Wesley Durst, missing as per usual. I think we might
fucking
just
bum.
stop mentioning him. Well, I'm sure he's getting on the tools, which is, I suppose, the only valid excuse for missing an episode. But he gets on a lot. He's missing a lot of episodes. We'll have to have an intervention about him missing episodes. But thank you for getting on with us this week. We'll see you all next time.
It's Morphin time.
After 10,000 years, I'm free! It's time to conquer Earth!
Alpha, Reader's Escape. Recruit a team of teenagers with attitudes.